Hey.
Yes. There's something I was born.
How?
Oh, luck. Or tragedy. Before I was born, my mother and father lived here, happily for but they decided it would be better if my mother raised me with so she left with me when I was just a hatchling.
But the surge happened.
The life I should have had was lost. Because of all this, I never knew my father.
So, we're going to find out who
You would...
Of course. Maybe later.
Actually, I had an idea. The spindle mentioned a statue. It's clear the Enclave commemorated their...
You think there's a statue?
I know it sounds strange, but the handful of times that my mother spoke of him, she described him as this great... Since she was one herself. Is it so crazy to think?
Maybe not. I can scope out the statues.
Good. And... This is a little out of the ordinary, but the spindle or rather, she dropped off a letter with one enclosed on my desk.
Why not just hand us the key swatch at Cassidy's Hole?
According to her letter, what she's asking us to investigate...
So, chances she was authorized to give...
Slim.
Where does it lead?
Starlight Cape. An island outpost that strange sightings were reported from the mainland. However...
That's why the spindle thought...
We are notorious.
Happy to check it out.
Good. Here's the...
Bryn, I'm glad you're here. I need to talk to you.
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just about those 90 Drake scales. I know Arya said we don't need them. She just doesn't understand. It's dangerous out here, especially now that these we need to be prepared for anything. Do you think you could do...
Kaz, you need to tell me what's really going on here. The Weaver Band is okay. More than okay. We're in the best shape we've been in since we entered the Enclave. Now that we've... Besides, it's not making...
You think I'm insane?
No, of course not.
Era's breath. I shouldn't have brought this up. Ugh, but you just don't understand. Everyone could die if I don't...
Whatever this is, please...
No. I shouldn't have burdened you, but
Kaz...
I can't talk about this anymore.
Casmin is not okay. And I don't think bringing her more stuff is the answer. I'd better talk to Arya. Hey, Arya.
I know. I'm worried too. Let's talk at the archive, privately.
All right.
And then, Sev and I realized we might be able to repurpose the carapace more. Purely theoretical right now, but I'm contemplating tangle-resistant gear, or even a...
Dom, I'm a little busy trying to look over these Tarmakind schematics again.
Oh, okay. You're right. We can discuss the...
Everything all right? Things...
Yeah, a bit. I'm not sure he understands.
Have you told him how you're...
It feels like he's so wrapped up in his own discovery.
He is easily distracted, but maybe you should try again. If there's one thing I know about Dom, he must care about your feelings.
Then why isn't he asking about them? Sorry, this isn't on you. I'm just frustrated. I need to do more than just tell him.
How so?
I need to by investigating Tarmakind practices. Maybe...
Hey, I'm always down to investigate lost knowledge.
You'll help me?
Of course.
Amazing. I'll ask the Axel if she knows any...
Great idea. I'll... How are you settling in, Eric? Things going well?
Good.
Just good?
No, not really. Something's going on. The Eye publicly scorched you for opening up Asylum. And yet I've heard him telling the Spindle. Meanwhile, the runners are stretched paper thin keeping supply. Which, of course, leaves my people no time to deal.
Sounds like you could use some help.
Really? No, wait, I know. The Spitfires. A particularly aggressive group seems set. In particular, they're building nests in some areas I was hoping to use as training grounds.
Would the areas be safe if I took...
Yes, though the nests are very durable.
Consider it done.
Maybe an odd request. Could you ask...
Why not ask her yourself?
I feel like I have a lot to learn from Oria and how she works with you.
She is a force of nature.
It's safe to say Casmin hasn't been acting like herself. She's always been tightly...
Bryn, she seems more open with you than most. Can you describe in detail what...
She's begging me for more supplies, even though the carrot...
Not that we could tell, because she's covered it up.
More than that, she just seems... distressed. She's convinced we're all going...
I have heard rumors of abnormal behavior.
What kind of...
In polytheistic beliefs that are pervasive in the southern part of the Maida, there is an affliction known... The sufferer is haunted by twisted visions of death. The goddess of justice, Ira, won't allow the sufferer inner peace until...
All right. Casmin is suffering.
And preemptively? No
Hardly. This is likely nothing more than a condition that has been... A scientific explanation must exist, and thankfully we are...
You think the Enclave could have done research on this?
Makes sense.
The steps in the upper city is where I'd start. Between the main building of the spire and the atrium used to stand a school for alchemists. From your explorations, the surge hit that area pretty hard, but some of the building may still...
Great. What am I looking...
Maybe the name of someone who suffered like Casmin. Or if you find someone like that, you'll want to search the areas of the city where they spent time. Ira's plague is wildly misunderstood across the Maida. If we could find a treatment, it could help more than...
You're right. I'll start with the steps, then expand my search. Hi, Oria.
That's weirdly formal.
He finds you intimidating. Personally, I don't see it, but I thought...
He does.
He's wondering if he could power the scry while I run an errand for him. He's hoping you'll give him tip.
Happily. But feel free to tell him I was a bit scared.
Good news. Ori is absolutely willing to... She joked I should play up her scary side, but honestly...
I've coordinated lots of operations from Cassidon's hold, but I never had much for... A chance to learn from someone with decades of... I'll be there with you then, when you get close to the nests. They're in the Bastion's yard and on...
Aurea thinks her father could have a statue in the Enclave just like her mother. So, I'm looking for a male Oberon that fits our timeline. As impressive as Aurea's lineage may be, we're 200 years off the timeline for Arden to be her father. Not to mention the lack of feathers. This statue does depict an Oberon, but it's impossible to tell who it is.
Maybe there's another statue that isn't damaged.
I'll keep looking around the city. Looks like it's my lucky day. This tome's titled Disordered Thinking and Mental Anguish. Looks thick. An insert says, a herbalist in the market found success treating a variety of patients suffering from these types of afflictions. Better search the market next.
I'm pulling you. Brace for it.
belonging to the herbalist that owned this stand. There are notes on all kinds of afflictions, both physical and mental, that were treated here. Looks like they asked one patient with symptoms similar to Casmin to keep a diary during treatment. I wonder if I could track it down. He lived in the lower city.
My mentor used to regale me with stories about the ironwork after a long day at the smithy.
Artisans, metal workers, and crafters also had stands here, though the smiths were by far the draw for travellers.
Isn't that the same Oberon statue you found in the atrium?
Maybe if I burn the vines, I'll be able to see who it is. Matteo Agretius, known for his acts of bravery following the search. Could this be your father, Aurea?
Perhaps. Arakin might know how to confirm.
A diary. The man it belonged to details all his anxieties and intrusive visions. I wonder if Casmin could relate to him. It's hard to think about her experiencing all this alone. He mentioned that he also sought help at the Hallow Pyre Rise. I should check the temple for more information.
I've got you.
I wonder if it might document something similar to Era's plague. If Casmin really believes she's been cursed or afflicted, no wonder she's trying to keep it to herself. Arik, about those
You mean the friends?
No, I was talking...
Ha, but you could be the most heroic weaver in the world and...
Huh.
Anyway, what do you want?
Well, we're wondering if there could be a familial connection between someone in our
You could dive through the archives we've preserved in Casten's hold on all our...
Don't let Lane hate.
Or you can compare mantles to see if they're...
You can tell two people are related through their mantle.
The spindle could tell you more about the sign, but from what I understand, there are similarities across bloodlines. A pattern tracer allows us to analyze those similarities. I'll give you a design for it. Once it's built, take it to the Axel, and she'll trace the mantles for you. We've preserved mantles belonging to all our heroes in Casten's hold.
Thanks, Arik.
Aurea? For what it's worth, she's twice the weaver any of those statues might claim.
Exactly as I theorized. Era's plague is little more than a stigmatized condition with a perfectly rational...
Which is...
a perfect storm of family traits and lifestyle choices, exaggerated by circumstance.
Casmin hasn't been sleeping much.
Might be worth presenting this research to her.
Good idea.
Aurea and I will join you when you're ready.
Now that we have a pattern tracer, it's time to head to Cassidy's hold.
Casmin, we need to...
Could it wait? I'm in the middle of touch counting the armory.
No,
We've been worried about you.
I'm fine. Seriously, don't...
No one has seen you sleep in days. You're clearly hiding 2 bands worth of supplies, and half the time you're talking a league a minute about catastrophes that we can't let you keep going like...
No. Maybe I've been a little off lately, but I'm fine, seriously. I'm just trying to keep in case.
We are sick.
Kaz, I've been doing research on a condition you might know. I'm not possessed.
We know.
The Enclave studies on Era's plague concluded that it's not a religious affliction. The sufferer experiences a cycle of relentless, disturbing, though it may be passed on through families. This condition is often...
Bryn found a diary belonging to a Cassil man in Denevron. I think you should read it. He describes the intrusive visions, the horrible fears he would drop his baby that he was so ashamed of, he could...
That's awful.
It reached a point where he couldn't hold his own child. Until...
So, you're saying... If we found evidence of a treatment, yes. We'd need to talk to someone at Cass.
But we didn't want to speak to someone outside the Weaver Band on your behalf without talking to you first.
I don't know.
None of this is your fault. It's okay to get help.
But no one else seems to need help. Everyone... I'm the only one having a...
Hey! It could be any one of us.
She's right. It's hard for all of us to see you suffer.
Fine. You can talk to the Weavers in Cassidon's hold.
We'll go one step